first thing to say about this Ernovo 5-in-1 is it's a beast. Up to 14,000 BTU, and primarily I've bought it for dehumidifying. It's to replace this one. Now I've got a smaller one for the bedroom so that we can use it through the night and it won't waste. This is the smaller dehumidifier that we use in the bedroom, so this can actually go all night. It's quiet enough for that, whereas the bigger one that we've bought now, that's more, well, it's a lot more powerful, so it's noisier. So you're going to use this in a room that's actually going to have people in it so that you can talk over the top of it. This is more for the whole of the house. So the house construction, if you know anything about building, it's a warm roof construction, which basically means that the air doesn't escape from it through the loft, which means that you get a build-up of moisture, and obviously then you get your condensation on your walls, which leads to mould, and that's what the dehumidifiers help prevent, and that's what we use our dehumidifiers for. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through how this works, the operation of it, the different modes, etc., and then you can make your own call on it. The one thing that I won't be using this for in this house is air conditioning. I could do, but we tend not to use air conditioning in the house, but you get supplied with everything you need to set it up as an air conditioner, because again, if you know anything about air conditioning, for it to pump cold air out of the front, it's got to pump warm air out of the back, and unless you vent that outside of the building, all it means is it's just rubbing against each other. You've got cold air coming out, warm air coming out, and they both have to work harder. So we won't be using it for air conditioning, as I said, but I'll show you everything you get to permanently vent it outside. Right, let's go through the remote control and the control fascia first and show you what it does. So we've got lock, fan speed, the swinging up and down of the air direction, the swinging left to right of the air direction, putting it into sleep mode, timing mode, and just changing the modes. And then you've got your up and down, or your plus and minus for the various operation, and your on and off button. If I press, I'll turn it on first and then keep my finger on the lock button for 3 seconds. You see the lock comes on, and now everything there is disabled. So if you've got any young children, they can't change anything. And again, finger on for 3 seconds and it turns off, and then you can change what's going on. So we've got heating, where you don't need to vent. We've got dehumidifying, where you don't need to vent. Refrigeration, which is obviously the air conditioning, where you do need to vent. Auto, which picks up the refrigeration and everything. I just use the heating and the dehumidifying. The air supply is just throughput of air. Obviously we've been through all those, and on this side it just shows when it's operating, whether your fan's on high, medium or low, whether your swings on left and right or up and down. Also tells you when your water tank's full, and what I just showed you with regard to the lock. Right, let's go through the operation now. Right, let's just use the remote control to turn it on and change the mode, which you can see there, to dehumidify, which is there. First of all, let's turn it on. So it's come on. Now what it shows you is the ambient temperature. It's on air supply, which is just pushing the air through, it's not actually doing anything. And we will use the mode to flick it up to dehumidify. So that's gone on to heating. Press it again, goes down to auto, then up to refrigeration, and then as you can see it's lit up as dehumidify. Right, so we've got it in dehumidifier mode now. That's the ambient temperature. You can't turn it up or down to dehumidify more or less, that's it, it's set. However, if you press the mode button again and you take it through to heating now, what you can do is you can change the temperature that you want it set at. So it's set at 26 and it should flip back to, there you go, that's what it's currently at, and it'll start heating up to that temperature. It's just initializing now. So it's on auto. What you can do is change the fan setting. Right, so with it turned off, I'm going to turn it on now. First thing that you see is that automatically the front vent's open. Now, I've got it so that the fan oscillates up and down, so it gives a clear movement of air in the room. I can turn that off, so if we go to the remote control, that's this. If I press it, it'll stop wherever I've stopped it. So let's start that again. Right, now I'm going to stop it there. So inside, there's a second set of fans at the back there. If we press this, what we should see is that they start to move from left to right, so that again you're getting even more movement. Now you can have both going at the same time. Like that. Or you can have them both switched off. Just going to stop it. And then you can see it closing. Now again, if you cool in a room or if you heat in a room, that's ideal because you want as much air movement as possible to make sure that it's doing its job. Right, now let's just have a look at the back of it for maintenance and everything. So as you can see, there's a bucket at the back, and why I've got that is it permanently drains from here. And you get supplied with a length of tubing twice the length of this. I've cut it in half, but you can join it back together again. And that goes onto there, and you can either put it into a drain or into a bucket or into well, into any holder, to be honest with you. You've also got a bottom drain down here. That's your heating one. This is your cable tidy there, and I'm just going to take that off a second. Open up the cable. I'm just going to spin it around a bit for two reasons. One, I'm going to show you how your extraction system works, but there's also two filters on here, so and you can take them out by pulling them like that. Obviously it's pulling air in, and you don't want it to pull dust in and spread that around, so that's what you've got these for. So you take them out, just give them a clean down and pop it back in, and your second one is down on the bottom there, and again that just comes out and pops back in there. You've got another one there, and the same here. Does come out, you've just got to play with it a bit, but that's your other filter for there. Because it's throwing so much air out, it's got to suck an awful lot of air in, so that filters it. Right, now let's talk about if you need to extract the air because you're using the air conditioner or the refrigeration system on it. Right, okay then, so as far as the extraction system goes, obviously when it's cooling out the front, hot air needs to come out of here, and there's a lot of hot air that comes out. Right, you need to extract it outside. So the way to do that is, if you've got a sash window, for example, obviously you can set the windows that wide and you can open and close it to have whatever opening you want. Then that's where this comes in. You can set this up pretty much permanently because they supply this foam that gives it a good seal. I'll show you how. Let's say that the opening on the window was that wide, yeah? This is a fastener that keeps it from sliding. So you pop that in, you'd lift your sash up, put this into place, use this foam tape that you get supplied plenty of, put it into place and bring the sash window down on top of it. So the only opening to the outside then would be this hole here, right? And if that's there, so you can't really see it. Right, just before I show you any more, you can have it bigger as well. So if you've got a really wide window, you can have it pretty much as wide as you like. And you get supplied with two fasteners, so that's there. So it'll go up to, I would say, so that's about a 5 foot opening, maybe a little bit more, down to 1.5 foot, something like that. Obviously just take that out, so that's the least. Majority of windows are going to be about that big. So if we have that in place then, move that and move that. You also get supplied with this. Now, if you're going to be installing this, the chances are you've done something like this before. So this is expanding tubing, and once you've expanded it, you can turn it to whatever angle you want. Have it going there and back, pretty much anything. It's just condense it. Put it back how it was. Right, okay, so right. One of these clicks into place on this, which is the smaller square one, and it's got little clips on there, so you basically marry it up. Sorry, with this one you don't need to. That just goes on there. When you press it down, it will clip into place. With this one, however, it's a little bit different. What you do with that is, as you can see, it's got little clips, and it just pushes into this opening here, which then means you've got a round connector there and a round connector there, and all you do is stretch this out, so that would be turned round, probably set beneath a window which this is in, and you just connect it with the tubing, so it vents all the hot air straight out, nothing coming into the room. The only thing that you have got coming into the room is really cold air, and it's really cold because it's a 14,000 BTU unit. It is humongous. A lot of air, very cold, or a lot of air, very warm, whichever you want to use it for. As far as dehumidifying goes, it's doing a really good job on the house, so I'm glad that I've bought it anyway. But lots to do, multi-purpose, lots of things with it, and obviously your remote control, it's got a kid lock on it, you've got a permanent drain on it if you want it, you get everything to vent it outside, and does what it's supposed to do.